Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. Ange Postecoglou amazingly has come out defending referees and saying it's time to stop undermining their authority. Is this an indirect or direct response to Arteta's statement and Arsenal's statement about what a disgrace it is? And why have we got this pile-on in the last 48 hours from ex-players and managers saying that we've got to respect referees? What's going on behind the scenes here? Why is it that these people that want to appeal to football fans are acting like dictators, saying we need to back the PGMOL and their officiating when we all know it's bad? What's changed and why did this happen after Liverpool and why is it happening now? We're going to get into that because I actually think that there would be a bit of hypocrisy from Ange if he is backing officials just in relation to what happened last night. Let's get into it. But before we do, don't forget, Goldbridge Saves Football podcast is out this morning. Links in the video description and it's the top pinned comment in the comments. We're talking about VAR, but we're also talking about why football is worse now than it was 10 years ago. We're not getting the goals we used to get scored and why that is. We've got your questions, we've got either ors, we've got a brand new jingle for Pratt of the Week, which should be going to number one in the music charts. Also my response to the Rashford tweet in depth and stuff like that. Make sure you support the podcast. A link is in the video description and the top comment. Give it a download. You can listen on a walk. You can listen in the bath. You can listen in your garden. It's mobile. Check it out and support the podcast. Really appreciate that. Right, let's get into the video this morning. So is this Ange Postecoglou having a direct response to Arteta and Arsenal's statement saying it's a disgrace, something needs to be done about the officiating, when you've got someone like Ange basically saying that he wants an end to the questioning of officials' decisions in order to prevent their authority being undermined? I mean, first things first, I actually think there's a hidden layer to what Ange is saying. I also want to talk about the game a bit yesterday because I think the wheels came off Spurs a little bit yesterday. There's been this invincibility, they're a great team, the football's amazing, Ange is indestructible. And I think we saw yesterday the reality and the frailties of what Spurs is. We saw a manager with 9 men playing a high line with Eric Dyer, and then, you know, they could have beat... You watched that game back, I watched it this morning, and they could have got beat by 10. If Vicario hadn't had a great game, they could have got beat by 10. Would Spurs be the moral winners last night? Because some people seem to be posting that out and going, oh, you know, how can Chelsea win 4-1, but Spurs are the real winners? Ange is the go-to football. And I'm like, I don't think he is. I like the way Spurs play. I want them to win. I want them to be in a title race. But I think that sometimes you have to protect what you've got. Pep's done it. Klopp's done it. With 9 men against Chelsea, playing that high line was footballing suicide. And Spurs, I didn't even put them in the top 8. You won't be in the top 8 if you don't protect what you've got. Like, you should get top 4 now, which would be a great season. There will be times this season where you're going to have to play a deeper line and protect what you've got and counter. And I think that there was some frailty to Spurs last night, some naivety, really. And Chelsea didn't even play well and they got 4. So maybe we'll talk about that in a bit, but get your comments in on that. What are your thoughts? I mean, the injuries are going to hamper them and, you know, the red cards, etc. But look, this is what Ange had to say. And I stand with Arsenal on this. My podcast goes into it in more depth. Listen to that. But just a statement, as a simple statement, instead of the in-depth stuff I've spoken about in the podcast. Arsenal represent, and Arteta represent, what Klopp and Liverpool represented, what Gary O'Neill represents, what Brighton represented last season. They represent the fans' frustration. Gary Neville, Michael Owen, Stephen Warnock, Jamie Carragher, Ange, and anybody else that wants to come out and say it's time to back and respect these referees. For God's sake, respect is earned in any walk of life. If you go to McDonald's and order a Big Mac and they just go, don't speak to you, it's disrespectful. You know, why should I say thank you when you disrespect me? Disrespect does not earn respect. Football fans are being disrespected. Football clubs are being disrespected. Why should we respect officials who are making constantly bad calls? Why should I respect a plate of food at a restaurant when it's not what I ordered and it's cold? Oh, you know, I'll respect you because you own the restaurant. Come on. That's dictatorship. This is censorship. We've got to be really careful here. Why are they telling us to do it as well? What I don't really understand is that when Liverpool had that massive injustice and they put a statement out, immediately people that agreed it was an injustice went mad about the statement. And the same thing's happened with Arsenal. As soon as that statement's come out, people are going mad about it. What is it that these ex-players and people in the media are fearful of? Friendships, you know, cozy relationships, money. I don't know what it is, but there seems to be a real issue when a club puts a statement out. They jump on it and go, this is bad for the game. They're a disgrace. I stand with Arsenal, I stand with Liverpool, I stand with Wolves, I stand with United. We've had it as well. These official decisions are terrible for football. They are destroying football. I will say something quite profound here, and I said it on Twitter last night. The two best goals I've celebrated in my life was Sheringham's equaliser for Man United in '99, and then straight after Solskjaer's winner. My kids will never get that. Probably because United will never win a treble again. Be happy with the bloody FA Cup at this point. But also, even if that situation did develop, any Liverpool fan or United fan or Arsenal fan or Chelsea fan, you will never get what I got, which is when that goal goes in and you look over, as he got his flag up, which is seconds, it's a goal. And you are absolutely loving it. It's so sad that we've taken that out of football. I watched the Carabao Cup game last week and I loved it. I watched the National League game a few weeks ago and I loved it. No VAR. We are destroying the game. So I don't know why the likes of Carragher, etc., are defending the PGMOL and saying that Arsenal are wrong to put a statement out, when Arsenal's statement and Liverpool's statement and Gary O'Neill's interview are basically their frustration, but it echoes that of football fans. It is a bloody disgrace what's going on, and we shouldn't just sit back and respect it. So this is what Ange said. He said, decisions are decisions. You either accept it or you don't. If we're going to go out and complain about bad decisions every week, what will happen is what happened today. A forensic study of every decision. That's the way the game is going, and I don't like it. So what Ange is saying is that we need to respect the decisions of the referee, because if we don't, they'll analyse it even more. I disagree with him. I don't really get what his point is, because it's very easy for Ange to respect the officials, but he got booked for dissent last night. And it's very easy to respect the officials' decisions when they were blatantly red cards, and also they both could have been sent off before that. It's not the same as the ball was out of play and a player was fouled to score the goal that cost you a win. Like, Romero should have been sent off and Udogie should have been sent off. So it's very easy for Ange to sit there and go, we should respect the decisions, because it's not the same as Arteta. And I guarantee you Ange would not feel the same if the tables had been turned. I mean, Arteta did make a mistake when Klopp was talking about it, sort of backing the refs. What clubs need to do and what managers need to do is have a little bit more unity and consistency, because the fans have been consistent. I'm a United fan, I back Liverpool. I'm a United fan, I back Arsenal. You know, maybe Arteta made a mistake by not backing Klopp a few weeks ago. I don't know whether he did or he didn't. But the thing that Ange wants, to be fair, is he makes a good point. I think Ange is technically VAR out, because I think what he's saying is he doesn't like the forensic study of decisions. And if we keep moaning about it, we'll get more and more of it. You know, all the minutes added on. The problem with Ange's statement is that VAR's here. If he came out and said, I think we need to get rid of VAR because the game's being analysed too much, we accept the bad decisions, let's get on with it without VAR, 100% high five Ange. But if he's saying we need to stop complaining about decisions because it's making them analyse things more, well, I disagree with that, because we've already got VAR and they're already getting it wrong. So I disagree with Ange in the sense that he, to me, sounds like he's a manager that wants rid of VAR, which I agree. But we've got VAR and it's not going to go anywhere. So I stand with Arsenal on this, and I stand with Arteta and Klopp and everybody else that's furious about it. And I pose the question again, why is it certain people in the media, certain ex-players are coming out having Michael Owen did it again this morning. Is it because he's got a show with Howard Webb? Has he got shares in the PGMOL? I doubt it. I don't know what it is. I don't get it. Maybe you can tell me in the comments, why are these ex-players in the media coming out and telling us that Arsenal are wrong to complain? But we're getting more and more bad decisions. The simple solution is to switch VAR off. I just think that last night I'd live with the bad decisions on the pitch. What I cannot live with anymore is the fact that you get a bad decision on the pitch and then VAR compounds it. You think about that Newcastle game at the weekend. If we had no VAR and the referee gave the goal, I'd have moaned about it, but I would have gone, well, it's human error. He's a crap ref. Maybe demote him to the Championship. But, you know, it's an injustice for Arsenal, but what are you going to do? We don't want replays, really. But what pisses me off and pisses everybody else off is that the referee on the pitch gets it wrong, and then the people with the cameras, who have no excuse, get it wrong. So the game is getting loads of added time. It is getting loads of offside decisions where we have to wait for ages, when actually I just think I'd rather go back to human error linesmen and human error referees, because it's just... You know, I agree with Ange that, you know, too much time's being added on, but we've got VAR. it doesn't work. So Arsenal are right to put a statement out saying that there needs to be something done. Liverpool are right to put statements out. VAR is here to stay. We're not going to switch it off as much as I wish we could. Therefore, we shouldn't respect it. And all these people who are saying, oh, just get on with it. They're either doing it because they don't like Arsenal or they don't like Liverpool. And it's a banter thing, which is stupid because it's coming to a club near you. Or the mystery people who are, the Nevilles and the Carragers and the Owens who are backing the PJMOL despite the horrific decisions. I don't get what their angle is. I mean, I think they're basically saying, just get on with it. It is what it is. Well, that's just a great attitude in life, isn't it? Something's not good enough. In fact, it's ruining it. Let's just put up with it. Let's put up with it. Yeah, it's incredible. It's an incredible attitude to have, and it's an incredible message to send out. It's not good enough, but stop moaning and get on with it. I mean, it's almost like being back in the 1800s, isn't it? The peasants. We are in charge. We are the dictators. Get down the pits and get the coal. It's just the way it is. We know better than you. Off you go. That's not a world we live in. We don't live in that world anymore. We live in a world where, democracy, equality, and the vast majority are football fans. And tell me football's not being diluted. Tell me that game between Chelsea and Spurs last night was an interesting game, but was it the football or was it the VAR that made it interesting? Tell me Arsenal-Newcastle was a good game of football or was it all about the VAR? Every game at the moment seems to be about VAR. If I was a footballer, I'd be worried. You get paid 200 grand a week. You're the stars. You're not the stars. You're not the stars anymore. The man in the middle is the star. The VAR people are the star. Football's lost its way. VAR is becoming the focal point of every game. Now, maybe that's the plan. Maybe the referees love it. Maybe they're sat at home going, all right, I get criticised a lot, but people know my name. But we are losing football to VAR. It is being diluted. We are losing the game that we had. It is not about good football anymore. It is about overanalyzing of games, which I agree with Ange. Switch it off. Switch it off. I guarantee you if we switch VAR off and everybody just agrees that there will be bad decisions, which we're already getting already, switch it off. I'd keep it for offside. That's it. Goal line technology, offside. Forget handballs. Forget red cards. Not interested in that for VAR. I just want it for offside, goal line technology, and switch everything else off. And we'll have a much better game. I absolutely guarantee you. Get your comments in below. Smash a like on the video and subscribe. I'll speak to you all in a bit. And don't forget to listen to the podcast. Links in the video description. It's a cracker today. Thanks for supporting us. Speak to you in a bit. And I'm watching Newcastle Dortmund tonight, so join in for that. Bloody am.